They don't ask much of us, right? And they give us the space. Let's come to the top of the mat and bring the feet together. And while I was away in Cuba, we had some amazing experiences. We did some yoga with the yogis of Cuba. We partnered with a studio there, and one of the teachers there, he's known as the godfather of yoga. He's been teaching and studying yoga for, 30 plus years. And he's mostly self-taught through a book and correspondence back and forth to India to a teacher. Not having access out, but the will to really learn. And one of our classes was on a rooftop, and we had, a bunch of people, all of my guests and his guests together. And every cue that I made, he then cued in Spanish, and it was just the most magical thing. So while we were there, I did a lot of thinking about getting grounded, so that we could be really fully present. And we did a lot of work in the feet. And so I'm going to share a little bit of that with you this morning, so that when we step forward, when we step back, when we're doing our work, when we're standing in our poses, that you feel a little bit more connected to the earth. So I'm going to ask you to just flex your right foot. Just lift your toes, lift everything. You don't pick the whole foot up. Lift everything but the heel, right? So just lift everything but the heel. Keep the back of the heel grounded, and then start spreading the toes. See if you can do it without spreading your fingers, right? It's really funny, right? Yeah, it's funny, right? It always happens. I love watching it. So we spread all of the toes and begin to stretch the foot forward. So literally lengthen the foot forward, keep spreading all of those toes, and then put the lateral border of the foot down. Feel the outer edge of the foot lengthen and go down, and then press the pinky toe, and then every other toe down, one at a time, until the big toe goes down. And then just take a look. Is one foot bigger than the other? Yeah, right? And how does it feel underneath that right foot compared to the left foot? Feels different, yeah? Let's do it on the left side. Just lift everything but the heel, and then just really spread the space. Really separate the bones, separate all of the toes, start to reach forward. Put the lateral border down, the pinky toe, and then I don't know what we call that other toe. I think I call it the ring finger toe, right? And then the middle toe, the second toe, and the big toe. My friend Sue would say they're piggies. Yeah. And so you feel a little different now standing in your feet. Yeah? Can you guys feel that? Could you imagine when you step back or when you step forward, when you go from a down dog, and I ask you to create a warrior, could you put the heel down, spread the foot, plant your feet with that same level of integrity and intention, and then come up for your pose that way? Today, could we focus on that? And so I know you found it here, and it was really simple because we took a lot of time and we broke it down. But when we're in the flow of the poses, could you take your consciousness to that? And then even use your hands the same way. When we go to our first plank or we go to our first down dog, could you imagine the spreading and the pressing and the grounding? And then after class, come and see me. Tell me if it felt different. Is it still working? You feel pretty solid? Yeah. So welcome to your body. Seriously, welcome to this moment. Let's keep our feet grounded and begin to breathe a little more deeply. And then we're going to layer the breath and the movement together. So on your next inhale, reach the arms up. And then on the exhale, bring the arms down. Even the movement of the arms and the breath feels better with the feet grounded. Keep the feet feeling like they're pressing down as you reach up. And then exhale, the arms come down. See if you can get the breath and the movement to be in the same timing. So the arms aren't rushing. Bring the arms down. We've got one more time just standing here, and know that this is already your yoga. Exhale, bring the arms down. Good. This time we're going to move. Inhale, the arms reach. Now exhale, forward fold. Feel those feet grounded as you make that first big movement. Feels pretty good. Toes are down. Inhale, halfway up. lengthen. Fold again, exhale. And then with a flat back, rise up to standing. Keep those toes grounded. Keep the lateral borders of the feet pressing. Exhale, hands to heart. Let's do that half vinyasa again. Inhale, the arms reach. Keep the feet grounded. I'm already seeing toes flaring up. Exhale, forward fold. Try not to let those toes lift. Halfway up, lengthen, lift. Exhale and fold. And then inhale, rise. Moving and breathing, feeling grounded. Exhale, hands to heart center. Last time, inhale, the arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Lift and lengthen. Fold again. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands to heart. Moving on. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Lift and lengthen. Inhale. Bend your knees, plant your hands firmly on the mat. Step back to plank pose. Really spread your fingers. Make sure you're making really good handprints. Pinky side of the hand has some press. Index finger and thumb, a little press. No knuckles lifting. Take one more breath here. Option to lower all the way down or put the knees down first and then lower the chest. Inhale, cobra pose. Good. Exhale, downward facing dog. Push through those hands and then work on keeping the big toe mound and the pinky toe grounded and stretch back through the heel. You don't have to touch your heel down, but I want you to lengthen through the foot and press back through your legs. There you go. No lifting under the knuckles. You have really good handprints here. So you got to make sure that your hands are pressing. It's really important. The way we use our hands affects the quality of the way we use our shoulders. So you don't want your fingers turning in because your shoulders are probably going to turn in. You want your hands pretty straight, your arms pretty straight, and you want your shoulders to feel like they sit in your back and not in your neck. Take one more breath here. And then look at your hands. Let's walk our feet right up to the top of the mat. Are you walking with intention? Are you placing the feet with integrity? Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. With a flat back, let's rise up. Lift your head and chest. Reach the arms. Keep those feet grounded. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale and fold. Lift and lengthen, inhale. Now step just the right foot back. Make sure all 5 toes on that right foot are grounded. And then root your right hand down and twist open to the left side. Right hand down, left arm up. So if we're going to do a little inventory of the body, I want you to begin with your feet. Make sure both of them are on purpose. Start to activate your legs and take an action that feels as if you're pulling your legs into your hip sockets. And then from above your hips, start to turn your waistline. Push down a little more through that right hand, twist a little more through your waist, and then exhale, eyes down, hands down, step back to plank, and lower down slowly. Come a little forward, try to keep the handprints solid. Inhale, cobra. And then exhale back into downward facing dog. Feel the ways in which you're connecting to the mat, the texture of the mat. There's a really, really little indentation happening where your hands and your feet are. Go ahead, take one more breath where you are, and then start walking your feet up to the top of the mat. Lift and lengthen, inhale. Fold deeply on the exhale. And then rise with a flat back. Head up, chest up, the arms begin to reach. And then exhale, hands come to heart center. Again, inhale, arms reach. Nice deep breath. Exhale, forward fold. Fold like you mean it. Keep those footprints solid. Lift and lengthen, inhale, left leg lunges back. Stay on the toes, both feet feel grounded, then begin to twist. Left hand is down, right arm is up. All 5 toes on the left foot touching down on the mat. All 5 toes on the right foot pressing down on the mat. We have funny habits. Sometimes I'm going to encourage you to look at your feet today. Are they straight? Are they lifting? Is weight shifting to one side? Whatever you do with your feet affects your posture and your bone structure all the way up to the crown of your head. Take one more breath here. Squeeze a little bit on the outer hips so you can get a little more turn in your waistline. Yes. And then eyes go down, hands go down. Step back to plank and lower. Lower a little forward. Try to move with your breath. Inhale for cobra. It's a little baby back bend. Release your toes back. Let the tops of your feet touch the grass. And then exhale into downward facing dog. The pushing down helps you rise up. The goal of our practice, if we need one, is not so much to go deeper in the poses, but for us to be able to find ways to create space in the body, to release some of the hardened places that have tension and to bring them a little bit of softness. On the other side of that, places that are a little too soft, they will start to develop strength. And somehow we find ourselves living happier in these bodies of ours. Push back a little, inhale. And then look at your hands. Start to walk one footprint at a time. Feet come up to the top of the mat. Plant them like you mean it. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale and fold. With a flat back, rise up to standing. Push through the feet as you pull in the belly. Reach the arms high. And then exhale, hands right to your heart. Inhale, chair pose. Noticing the footprints. Very often the weight shifts around in this pose because we're trying to avoid places that don't want to be in the pose. But if you start building the pose with the toes, with the center of the heel, you might actually find that you can sit back just a little bit deeper with a sense of security, like you're not going to fall. Now pull the belly to the spine. There's a little bit of core work going on here. And then I want to see a fierceness in your arms, right? So yeah, straighten the elbows. It doesn't mean you have to do anything more with your shoulders. I would actually like to see you relax your shoulders down into your back so the traps soften and the triceps, the back of the arms, actually become a little more toned. Take one more breath right there, and then exhale, fold. Keep those feet grounded. Halfway lift, inhale. Step back. Let's go to plank pose. All 10 toes working for you in the back. That helps you integrate your legs and keep your strength. And then bend the elbows, lower down, forward, and slowly all the way to the belly. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. Pushing through the hands, pulling up in the belly, moving with grace. Go ahead, lift your right leg up into the air. Just that kind of day. We want to be in the air, right? The air feels so crisp and good. Spread your toes out on the right foot. Maybe even lift the right hip up a little bit and take your gaze under your right arm. Now, as you're doing that, let's just check in with the left side of the body. Make sure your left armpit didn't collapse. Your handprints should be solid. You should lift the left armpit a little bit. I know that's weird to say armpit in yoga, but that's the best way for me to describe what I see. Take one more breath here, and then come to plank and touch that right knee to your right elbow. Look forward as you do it. You are stronger than you think you are. Good. Step it back to plank, and then lower yourself down. Feet's gonna come quick like that. Inhale, cobra. You probably felt it already. Downward facing dog. We have a spot right there in the upper belly. It's called our solar plexus, and when we activate that, we get heat. Go ahead, lift your left leg up. Take the left leg all the way up. Make it feel really good. Spread your toes. Take your gaze under your left arm. Make sure you're not collapsing in the right side. Right leg is pretty strong and solid too. Keep that breath steady. And then come forward to plank. Touch your knee to your elbow and know that as hard as this is, it's nothing compared to the person that ambulance is racing to. You can do it. Touch the elbow to the knee, step it back to plank, and then lower. Yes, you can. Inhale, cobra pose. Exhale, take it back, downward facing dog. All right, please walk your hands back to your feet. We're gonna move the body to the back of the mat. Hands went back to the feet. Inhale, lengthen, and then exhale, fold. Check in and see that your feet are hip distance apart. You should be able to fit 2 fists between your feet. Not too much more than that, and not too much less than that, but a nice neutral space where your heels are under your own sit bones. And then go ahead and grab onto your big toes. Your peace sign fingers, which are your index and middle finger, are gonna hook around the big toe. They slip right into the space between those first 2 toes, and the palms face toward each other. Now press that big toe down. Feel the big toe press down so it's engaged, and then you start to pull up with your fingers. Neither one actually moves, you just begin to create a lock, an energy lock there. If your hamstrings are really tight and your lower back feels tight, soften your knees. Let your head go. If you could imagine the skin on your back of your neck, imagine what I see on the back of your neck. Can you relax so much that the wrinkles in the back of the neck disappear? Yes, much better. If you're lifting your head at all, right, you're gonna create those creases. We wanna let the head down. Let that head down. The very top of your head should be pointing toward your toes. Much better. We are so in habit to hold tension in the neck that it took almost 5 cues to get you guys to all get your heads down. Right? That's so telling. Go ahead, gently shake your head, yes. And then gently shake your head, no. And then let it hang there free for a moment as you release your toes. Let's bend the knees, tuck the tailbone and the chin so you feel a little bit of engagement, a little bit of contraction on the back of your legs and in your belly, and then roll up slowly. Protect your spine. Try to stack 1 vertebra at a time. Push into those feet so you stand a little taller. Nice work. Inhale, arms reach. Hook your thumbs together over your head, spread your fingers out wide, and take a little stretch to your right side. The quality of this pose depends so much on the footprints that you are making. So take your attention back into your feet so you can stretch a little higher, a little longer through the side waist. Then inhale, rise. Take it over to the left side. Feel that side body open up. Let the pose begin in your mind at the pinky toe of the right foot. Go all the way up side body to the pinky finger. Inhale, return to center. Let's release our arms, take them behind the back. Clasp them together. Make it as if they were 1 fist. If your shoulders are tight and you need more room, you can let the wrists release away from each other so the hands can be like 1 fist, like that. Or they could be like that. And then I want you to straighten your arms and feel the shoulders pull back. Feel your chest widen. We're gonna start right there. Push down into your feet. Push back through your legs gently without locking the kneecap. And then lift your chest even higher. Do that until it feels so good. Until you actually feel like your body's saying, thank you. I'm so glad she asked me to do this today. Take 1 more breath. And then exhale, begin to fold. Keep the belly in. Lead with your chest. And then let your head down. No wrinkles in the back of the neck. If you need to, you can grab a shirt or a towel if it's a real struggle. I know that when you have a lot of muscle bulk or you've had shoulder injuries, this is not so easy to do. And so you can use anything, a towel, a shirt, between your hands to help create space. We're going to take 2 more breaths. Keep those footprints solid. We tend to get heavy in the heels in this pose for the hamstrings, but I want you to keep the weight even in all 10 toes. Yes, so much better. Now, release your hands, let them go toward the floor. One more time, bend the knees and roll up slowly. Feel the back of the legs contract, feel the belly contract. We need muscle support around the bone structure as we rise. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale and fold. Lift and lengthen, inhale. Walk your hands forward into plank pose. Reorganize your body, take another breath in, and then exhale, bend the elbows, lower down slowly. Inhale for cobra, and then exhale back into downward facing dog. All right, lift your right leg up behind you. Come forward, knee to belly, and then look at your hands and step that right foot to your hands, or as close as you can. Put it down if you have to, and then pick it up with your right hand and put it where you want it. Rise for your first crescent lunge. Arms sweep up. What I notice in this pose is that we lose the grounding of the feet. I want you to feel everything from the big toes and the pinky toe sides of your feet. That's it. So that you don't have this desperate feeling that you have to squeeze your legs into the midline, but that you can actually push the legs out a little bit and hold your ground. If the big toes feel solid on the mat, you can press a little bit outward. Like imagine I had my hand on the outside of your right knee, and you could isometrically press against my hand. So the knee is going to try to press out, but it's not really going to go anywhere. Yeah. Take another deep breath. Lean back just a little bit. And then exhale. Hands to the floor. Step it right back to down dog. Skip all of the goodies in between. Let your head go. Again, shake it out gently. Yes. Yes, I can do my yoga today. Yes, I will. Do it with mindfulness. And then shake it out gently. No. No, I will not feel defeated by those tougher moments. I will rise to the occasion, or I will recognize the edge of my practice and I will modify. When you're ready, left leg goes up. Lift it up high, take a deep breath in, and then draw knee to belly. Feel a little squeeze, and then looking at your hands, step the left foot to the hands. Rise for your high crescent. Do that work from starting in the feet. Root down to rise up. You want to be up on the toes of the back foot. You want an equal amount of weight on the big toe and the pinky toe, so that we don't have this feeling like we have to squeeze in to hold ourselves steady. This is what I see a lot in the lunges. It's like, like it looks like that, right? But I want it to look like that, right? Yeah, that's it. Much better. Take a breath, lean back just a little bit, and then right to down dog. Place your hands down like you mean it. Take a big step back, create some space, let that head go. Let your mind be on the places that touch the mat. Take one more breath in, push back just a little bit, and then if you would, put your knees down for tabletop pose. Let everything collapse for a second. Just like you let your shoulders kind of shrug, let your rib cage drop, let the belly go, let it feel just completely sloppy. Like this is not yoga, this is just, I have just left my body, right? And then I want you to press your hands down and squeeze them toward each other a little bit and feel what just happened in your shoulders. Now, draw the belly button into the spine and then try to press your legs and shins and tops of your feet down and press them out a little bit. Feet press down and out, hands press down and in. There's this whole feeling of integration. Again, welcome back to your body. Did you feel that? Yeah. All right, right arm forward, left leg back. Okay, let's keep the gaze a little forward. And now I know that if you push down through that left hand and through that right shin, you'll be able to lift a little higher. Yep, your whole body will lift. It will be like if you were collapsing, you can fix it. That's it. Turn the palm so it faces sideways, thumb up, and then lift a little higher. That's so good. Bend your left knee. Reach your right hand behind you. Grab your foot. Grab whatever you can. Keep your chest forward. And for one breath, just lift. Keep your gaze forward. Look forward. Look forward. Look forward. One more time. Yep, look forward. Gotcha. And then release. Do it with grace. Do it with grace. Hold right there. That leg is long. That arm is long. Now squeeze elbow to knee. The ones that are in the air are going to pull in toward each other. Squeeze tight, 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 tight. Yes, make yourself a little rounder. Maybe pull them even further. Pull them past each other. Pull them past each other. Make it even tighter. One more breath. And then extend them out as long as you can. Breathe in. And then put the hand and the knee down. Nice work. Left side. Left arm, right leg. And so first we have to integrate. We're going to push down through the right hand and through the left shin. Feel yourself rise up a little bit. That's it. Now I'm going to ask you to activate the strength of your back body. Lift your arm and your leg a little higher. I know you can do it. Try to lift them to the same degree. Some of you are lifting your legs like crazy and you can't get your arms up. Let's see if we can bring some balance to the work. They're both lengthening out and they're both lifting gently. Now bend that right knee. Reach back with the left hand. Grab a hold of the foot. With some grace, with some balance, you'll feel it. The right leg is going to help you open up the left chest. Keep your eyes forward. Keep your chest forward. Your head forward. Yes. One more breath. Lift a little. And then with grace, forward and back. Reach. Beautiful job. Elbow to knee. Squeeze it in under you, in the belly. Yep. And sometimes the elbow and knee touch. I like to bypass them. So my left elbow goes to my left hip. My right elbow goes to my right knee goes to my right elbow. Pass each other. Pull it tighter. Pull it tighter. Yep, one more time. Squeeze. That's the charge. And then discharge. Arm forward, leg back. Go ahead. Put it down. Now, dancing lion. Free movement. Yeah, it just kind of goes like this. Just like that. You do it on your hands and knees. Everything moving. Freedom in the joints. No direction. You in your body. Feeling good. Taking advantage of the lubrication in the joints, the mobility of the muscles, the articulation of the bones. Keep the hands and the shins and feet grounded. And then notice how the movement changes. Make sure you go in both directions. Okay, start to bring that back to the center. Pull the belly to the spine, tuck your toes under, and lift your knees into your downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Push back a little bit, make it feel really vibrant and alive, full of space. And then lift that right leg up behind you. Take it up, take a breath. On the exhale, go ahead and bring right foot to the hands. This time left foot is going to turn in flat, not step. Yep, that left foot is flat. Ground it. Feel all 5 toes and the heel grounded. And here comes that moment where you get to rise, right? Push down into the footprints. Rise up. Nice and solid. Fold halfway. Sweep your arms behind you. Keep the chest out. Keep reaching firmly back with your fingers. Now, because your head and chest went forward, do you still feel a solid footprint in your left foot? I want you to feel that. Make sure that back foot is grounded. Make sure the back leg feels strong. You're about to come back up and stand on that back leg. Come on up. Sweep the arms high. Oh, so good, you guys. One more time. Fold halfway. You can sweep both arms back. And then I want you to actually sweep your left arm forward. Just the left arm forward. 2 different footprints, 2 different actions in the arms. Tell me that you didn't just have to start paying attention. Beautiful. One more breath. Left hand touches down, right arm twists open. A little more intense than the twist before because that back foot is flat. Are you breathing? How are those wrinkles on the back of the neck? Better. Turn your gaze to the side. So you're looking up toward the right thumb. Give me one more breath. Twist from the waist on the exhale. And then eyes down, hands down. Step back to plank and lower. Yep. Let all that air go out as you lower down. And then fill yourself up as you take your back bend. Exhale, return to down dog. Down dog starts to become your best friend. All right. Let's lift the left leg just because it feels so good. And then go ahead, step it forward to your hands. Before you come up, plant that back foot flat. That back heel turns in. I want you to feel it on the ground and then push down to rise up. You're going to feel that down action helping you create some grace. That's it. This is warrior one. Do you feel like a warrior here? Some of you actually look like pretty fierce warriors. Got some badasses in the park today for sure. And I got some that are not so sure. So I want you to embody this pose. Start to fold halfway. Sweep your arms back. This is like a do-over on the foundation. Check in with your feet, both feet grounded. And another thing that you can do is bring your left hip back and your right hip forward. Just square that off a little bit, yes. Again, another way of integrating. When the feet feel grounded, you can move your hips with ease. Now, slow motion, push down to rise up. Come back to warrior one. Better. Good. Pull in the belly, lean back just a touch. Here comes another one. Take it down slow. Sweep both arms back. Check in with your form. Even though you're leaning forward, the back foot is solid. Use that back leg. And now we're going to reach the right arm forward. This is how we stay young in yoga. We create new neuromuscular connections, new pathways. We push and we pull and we bend and we stretch. Oh, I love what I see. Lisa's happy. She's always happy. All right, right hand to the mat. Twisting in a little more intensely. Open it up to the left side. I know that back foot is grounded. The torque is a little more around the lower back, so you got to bring the hips a little lower maybe. Don't be afraid to bend your front knee. The tailbone will drop. It'll take some of the torque off of your lower back. That's it. Remember, both feet grounded. Squeeze a touch around the outer hips. Check in with the wrinkles on the back of your neck. Much better. We're looking to the side, gazing at the left thumb. Take a breath. And then eyes go down, hands go down. Step it back and lower. Inhale, cobra pose. And then exhale back to downward facing dog. All right, let's walk our hands to the back of the mat again. Walk back to your feet. This time I want you to make your stance a little bit wider. A little bit wider. And then start bending your knees and come down into a nice squat. A nice squat at the back of the mat. Bring your hands to heart center. Sometimes to get down there, you have to open your feet even wider than you think. You can go as wide as the mat. And it's okay if your heels lift. I want you to work all of those 10 toes. When you start pushing into your feet and grounding, you will feel yourself lift in the pose a little bit. So I'm going to ask you to push down and pull up at the same time. So the pelvic floor, this whole region, right? This whole region at the base of your pelvis is going to lift inside you. Yes. Push down through your feet. Keep lifting that inner part of your body. This could be one of the most important muscles in your body that you tone in yoga. No one likes to talk about it because it's in our private parts, right? But it's really essential that we keep that muscle toned. Otherwise, we're all going to find ourselves in depends one day, right? So if we do our yoga for vanity, which I hope we don't worry so much about your six-pack or your biceps. Start worrying about what's happening in your pants. Yeah. Lift a little more. I'm not kidding. There's benefits way beyond our understanding, and we don't always need to know all of them, but every once in a while I think it's important to share. You've probably had about enough of this. So, I'm going to ask you to push down and rise up. I want you to come up a little more. And then come up a little more, come up a little more, come up a little more. Oh, there we go. Turn your toes forward. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Getting better every day. Lift and lengthen on the in-breath. Walk your hands forward, plank pose on the out-breath. Breathe in again, right there in your plank. Exhale, lower down slowly. Keep pushing through your hands. Use those roots. Inhale, cobra. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Take another deep breath here. Let's all let our mouths open up and make a sound. Let out a little ah. Okay, right foot steps up. Let's stay on the left toes and come into a high crescent lunge. You're going to rise up on the inhale, just doing a time check. And then I want you to turn to the left for a warrior two stance. Yep, right there. Check in with both feet. I know that it's our nature to have most of the weight in the front foot, but you got to turn that back foot flat and you got to stand on it like you mean it. I want you to feel a fierceness in the back leg that starts with a lift from the arch of your left foot. And that lift continues all the way up the inseam of your leg, up into the groin. Can you imagine lifting there? If we could keep that part of the pose lifted, then you could start bending the right knee a little bit more and encouraging the right knee out toward the pinky toe. Make sure your back leg is straight and your front one is bending. Again, these are the ways that yoga keeps us young. Two different actions. Let's lift our arms a touch higher, touch, and then spread them back a little bit more. Yes. Palms are facing down in this pose. Eyes are on the middle finger of that right hand. Okay, I know you've had enough of this, so I'm going to actually ask you to go deeper. Yes, bend that front knee, drop your left arm for one inhale, exalt the warrior. Reach the right arm up to the sky, and then exhale, return to warrior two. Straighten your front leg and say, ah. So good. Triangle pose, Trikonasana. Three-angled pose, that's what that means. Yep, Trikonasana, yeah. Three, right? Cone, angle, asana, pose. The thing about triangle pose, if you go back and remember your geometry, which we have done a long time ago, all the triangles have straight sides. They might have different lengths of the sides, but they're all straight. So we want to make sure the front foot is turned forward, that both legs are straight, and then what we're working on is bringing the head, neck, and shoulders back in line with the front leg. That's it. Take another deep breath here. Now that you've been here for a little while, maybe if you contract the front leg, if you pull the muscles of the thigh tight on the front leg, then from the crease of that right hip, you might be able to go down a little deeper. Fold your body a little bit more to the side. Place your hand on the shin. Put your hand on the shin, palm flat on the shin. Here. Not chin, yes, shin. All right, awesome work. We're going to push down into those two solid footprints, even more into the left foot, and then inhale, rise back up to warrior two. Bend the front knee as you come up. Come on up. Come on up. Beautiful. Take a breath and then flow it out. Put your hands down, pivot up on your back toes, step the right foot back, say ah. Lower down slow. Inhale for cobra. Exhale, down dog. So when we charge a part of the body, right, when we actually like really sit in a part of the body like that, all the tension that's deeply embedded in the tissue, all the emotions and the energy and the situations that are stuck in our body, they get charged up. So much so that when you come out of the pose, you feel them discharge. And I can't think of anything better or more healthy than to get that stuff out so we don't hold as much tension in our lives. Let's try the other side. Left foot steps up. Take that left foot, step it up, and then come up for your high crescent lunge. We're facing forward for the first breath, and then very gracefully turn to the right, pivot your back foot flat. There's your warrior two. Remember the work on the inseam of the back leg. It starts with the arch of the foot. Our footprints create the architecture, the foundation of the architecture of the pose. It's really unbelievable. If you let the arch of the back foot collapse, do it just for fun. Feel what happens to the inside of the knee. It feels like crap, right? You know that's not good for you. So lift the arch of the back foot, lift the inseam of your leg, keep the lift all the way up to the groin, and then play with how far you can go in the front leg. That's it. Now we're going to straighten the elbows. Yes. You just felt your muscles hug your bones. If you actually use your arm muscles, your shoulders don't have to work so hard. So let's keep those elbows straight. Let's lift the hands the tiniest bit and then move them slightly back. Just awaken a little contraction on the back of your shoulders. Think about your shoulder blades moving down your back. That's it. You guys look amazing. I know that you are ready to get out of this, so I'm going to ask you for one breath. Just touch in a little deeper, and then reverse the warrior. That's it. Left arm up, right arm down. Make the sideways long, breathe in, and then exhale. Return to your warrior two. Straighten the front leg and say it. Both legs straight now. Both legs straight. You feel that. You feel the legs straightening. You can feel the muscles. There's the quadriceps. There's these four gorgeous muscles on the front of the thigh. All of them in collaboration, in cooperation. They come together and they hug and they hold the leg bone in place. We want the leg bone in place because we're about to do a really deep stretch into that hip. So stabilize your legs. Start to go into your triangle pose. Left arm down, right arm up. Think about the straight lines. All right. Some of you have your heads forward. Your bodies are forward and then your heads are back. So check in with the wrinkles on the back of the neck and then see if you can get everything from the ribs, the shoulders, the head, the neck. All of it moves back in one plane. That's it. I love what I see. Now we've been here for a little while, so the body is starting to acclimate. Now I want you to contract the front of that left thigh again. Make that left leg straight. Feel the muscles hug the bones. And then right there, deep in the crease of that left hip, see if you can pull your body down a little deeper. There you go. That's pretty freaking amazing right there. That is not about going deeper. That is about creating more space. Think about what's happening on the right side of your body more than where your left hand ended up. Let's take one more breath and then use your footprints, especially the right one. Push into the right foot and start to rise back up. Bend the front knee, warrior two, one breath, and then flow it out. Both hands go down. Feel that discharge. As soon as you take that left leg back, say it. Take it down to the belly. Inhale, cobra, and then exhale, downward facing dog. Okay. I really like what I see. Root down one more time. See if the push down gives you a little lift up. Okay, we're going to come to a seated position. Actually, wait, don't do anything yet. We're going to come down knees first. Come down knees first. Now, cross your right knee behind your left knee. Go ahead, cross your right knee behind your left knee. Knee behind knee, like that. And then separate your feet, and then we're going to have a seat right between the heels. Yep. Doesn't always look so pretty. I love this because we've been in the external rotation. We've been doing work in the hips. So our leg bones are still externally rotated, but they're crossed into the midline instead of spread out wide. So just let your body adjust to that. If you're really struggling to get that pose, the bottom leg, which should be your left leg, can go straight. It will take some of the pressure off. And then just keep your knees crossed and fold the right foot back a little more. Now I want you to play a little bit. Lean back, notice what happens. And then lean forward, watch what happens. Ooh. And now you decide anywhere in that space, where do you belong? Do you belong in the middle? Do you need to back off? Or do you need to dive in? You get to decide. Okay. So I know that this is going to mess some of you up. But if you really listen to the instructions, don't get ahead of yourself. If you just do exactly what I say, you'll be able to follow me. So what I want you to do is take your hands to the left. Just take them to the left. Start walking them to the point where you start to feel like your legs need to go with you. And then push into your feet, lift your hips, and walk your hands to the back of the mat. Just let them untwist. Keep your feet grounded. Keep your feet grounded. Put both hands to the back of the mat. Lift your butt. Yeah. Uncross those legs. I think you had the opposite leg. That's why it wasn't working. You should be in a down dog at the back of the mat. Now you can stay in down dog for a breath or two. You could take a vinyasa if it would feel good here. Or you could simply drop to your knees and cross your left leg behind your right. Left leg crosses behind the right. Separate your feet. Have a seat back. If you know that, like, even one side might be very different than the other. You might be able to do it on one side and not at all on the other. And so you make modifications. And know that when you can't do something on one side, don't take that as defeat. Take that as information. Right? You just found out that there's something going on one side of your body that's not going on the other. And so maybe even in the other poses, we need to be aware of that. If you need to take one leg out, do it. Otherwise, try to let yourself settle in. Try to get both of your sit bones on the mat. Some of you are leaning really heavy into one hip and not so much the other, but see if you can really sit down. There you go. And then you can lean back. It's okay to back off. And it's also okay to dive in or just stay in neutral. It's an important moment when you have to decide where you belong and you're not just following my directions. This is just as much a part of your yoga as anything else you have done today. You deciding what you need, what's good for you. Make sure you're breathing. Take one more breath where you are. And then let's all come back to a neutral place. Once again, hands are going to go to the left. You're going to walk your hands around to the front of the mat. Hands go to the front of the mat. Feet don't move. Feet stay. Bottom rises. And then you end up in downward facing dog. And a choice of vinyasa or just a couple breaths in down dog. And then we will all meet in a seated position, a regular, comfortable seated position. Believe it or not, sitting in simple cross legs might actually feel a little bit better than normal right now. Let's appreciate that. And so for this few moments, we're going to just be still. Place your hands in your lap or maybe at your heart. Close your eyes. So for a few moments of this practice today, we're not going to make it about the asana. This is not about the pose. Although the funniest thing is that when the ancient texts and our old scriptures, when they describe yoga and they talk about the asana, this is the one they want us to be able to do. We want to be able to sit comfortably. The teachings say that we should be able to be steady and effortless. The only thing that I'm going to ask you to remember as we sit here in our stillness is to push down a tiny bit through your feet, even if it's just the sides of your feet. If you push down, you'll actually feel yourself rise up. And again, we're just trying to make space. So we push down a little bit gently through the feet. The way we use our feet in every pose really does matter.
Oh God, you are my mother, my father, my brother, my friend. You are
Continue to breathe deeply.
You are everything to me and the God of all gods. Oh God, you are my mother, my father, my brother, and my friend. You are my knowledge and my only wealth. You are everything to me and the God.
Let's soften our eyes and soften our lips. And even notice that you can soften your heart.
My brother and my friend. You are my knowledge and my only wealth. You are everything to me and the God of all gods.
When you're ready, take a really nice deep breath in. Fill up, fill up, fill up, hold it. And then open your mouth and let it out with a little sigh. Let's uncross our legs, bend the knees, and put your feet flat on the mat in front of you. As you plant your feet into the ground, I want you to remember how important it is to press the toes down and feel all of the foot connecting to the mat. So knees are bent and feet are flat. Knees are bent and feet are flat. My friend, I love that we could be right here and we're not here at all. It's happened to every one of us at least 10 times already since we started the practice. That's how we know how hard this work is, to be present, right? To be in our inner world completely and also aware of the outer world and be able to allow them to merge without conflict. All right, keep the feet grounded. Start to extend your arms forward. Notice that when you reached your arms forward, you didn't have to take the shoulders with. Sometimes I see this, the shoulders way out in front of the body. Can you guys see that? I just want your arms forward. I want your shoulders back. And then pull the belly into the spine. Feel how strong you are and start to lean back. You can tip your ears back a little. Your chin might go up a ½ inch, but not enough to wrinkle the back of the neck. That's it. Keep those feet grounded. Your toes should be working here. It's not easy to keep the toes grounded when you're leaning back away from them. I want you to feel that work. The top of the feet are stretching. The feet are on the ground. Yeah, we have not unplugged. Lift your chest more now. All of a sudden, there's more integration happening. Now, are you breathing? Some of you look like you're starting to get very serious. I want you to go back to a breath that makes sense for you, that will help you sustain this, because we're not done. We're going to open the arms out wide. Keep that chest lifting high. You are stronger than you realize. Now, biceps to the ears. Keep those feet pressing down. Reach your arms high. Feel the sideways grow. I know it's not easy. Something so simple, sitting down and reaching the arms up. Who would have thought it could feel this challenging? Now, put a smile on your face, because we are not going to bail. We are going to use our strength. We're going to use the integration. We're going to press those toes down and then open the arms back up. Lift the chest again, because you can. And then bring your arms forward, because you can. And again, we are not going to bail here. We are going to integrate the body. We're going to charge. So when we lay down on our backs and we really release, we're going to feel the discharge, right? So tuck your chin down now. Start to tuck your tailbone under. Start to feel how strong the core is. There's a connection from the pubis bone to the sternum. That muscle, that rectus abdominis, that is your six-pack. It is working, right? And it's going to be so strong that it's going to put you down one vertebra at a time. Do your best not to plop on the mat. If you have to put your hands behind you, do it. Use your hands before you actually just let it go and plop down. Take your time. Use your strength. Once you lay down, let the legs go. Let it all go. Take another breath here. Whatever tension was built up in the body, give it an opportunity to go. Don't hold it. Don't wrap a story around it. I know when we are challenged, very often the first thing that happens is, I suck. I'm weak. I keep coming week after week. Why can't I do this yet? Or, she's crazy. Why does she make me do this stuff? Right? So we're either doing self-beat or we are projecting our frustration on somebody else. What if we just own it? What if we just take it where we are? And what if we know that every time we do it, we know we're going to get a little better? One day at a time, one practice at a time. We stop worrying about the stories of the past and we stop worrying about the anticipation of the future and we just deal with what is right now. I can't think of a better way to navigate life. Go ahead, draw your right knee into your belly. Squeeze it till it feels really good. Flex both of your feet so you feel the soles of your feet as you do this work. Take one more breath there. And then simply switch legs. As you squeeze the left leg in, I want you to flex your feet. That means you're pulling the toes on both feet up toward your shins. Both feet at the same time. That's it. One last breath here. And then pull the right one in to meet the left one. So you have both legs into the belly, both feet flexing. Squeeze a little tighter. Squeeze so that if you let go of your arms, your legs will stay in place. And then open your arms out like a T. Press your hands out into the floor. And then twist your knees over to the right. Go all the way till they relax on the floor. Turn your head to the left. Take a deep breath in. Take in a little more. And then take in a little more. Hold it. Feel yourself so full. Savor the breath. And then in slow motion, the longest exhale of your entire life right now. Just let it out. Easy. Let it out, let it out, let it out. Keep letting it out till there's nothing left. Go back to breathing naturally. Enjoy the breath. Now we're going to press down a little bit into our hands and pull the strength back into the belly. And go ahead, start rolling it to the center and over to the left side. We are winding it down. Take a really deep breath. Fill up a little more. Fill up a little more. Sip in just a little more. You didn't even know it was possible to take in even more. Hold it. And then slow motion, like a little bit of a whisper. Just let it out, let it out, let it out. Keep letting it out. You'll feel the muscles of your breath work contract and squeeze that air out of the lungs. And then go back to your natural breathing. We're going to press down into the hands, tighten the belly, draw the knees back to center. take a nice deep breath in. And on the exhale, release your legs down. Release your arms and let it go. You are done. And the truth is, you are done with the asana practice. And right now, your yoga begins. I want you to remain still, but start to move the breath through your body. And then continue to lay still, but gently open your eyes for just a moment. Just bear witness to the stillness. All of us laying here still in the park while the world moves around us. It is possible to make a choice to slow down and be still, and not always be swept in the whirlwind of movement in our culture, in our society. It is a good thing to be able to stand in our feet and to hold our ground and to be in our place, connected, mind, body, spirit, and moment. Bear witness right now. So when you need it, you'll be able to find it. You can begin to move, stretch, breathe, whatever you need to do. But honor the quiet. Honor the stillness. Try not to stir it up too much as you return to seated. And then right there, as you come to seated, I want you to press down to rise up. Push into your feet a little. You'll feel the belly draw in, and it will just allow you to bring a little buoyancy back to your posture. Do you remember that lift in the pelvic floor? Yeah, it works everywhere, not just in a deep squat in your yoga practice. So pull everything up and in gently. Don't squeeze it. Don't overdo it. But don't let it just hang there, right? Pull it together. And then bring your hands together at the heart. I believe that when we press the palms together, it helps us energetically connect with that center line of the body. And everything that we did today is about keeping that line of energy moving upward. Every time we push down to rise up, that's what we're doing. We're creating that lift in our energy field. And that lift in the pelvic floor supports it. I'd like to close the practice with the sacred sound of Om. Let's take a deep breath in, just a deep breath in, and just let out an ah sound. Just go, ah. That's good. And then take another deep breath, go, ooh, ooh, yeah. And then take another one and go, right? So ah, oo, You feel the ah low in the belly. You feel the oo rise up through the chest into the throat. And then you feel the m in the roof of the mouth and maybe even up into the crown of the head. So one more way to take that vibration up, to keep yourself uplifted, right? So together we will chant the sound of Om. Take a deep breath in. Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi. Om peace, peace, peace. Can't think of anything we need more right now than peace. So may this practice bring us peace, each and every one of us who stepped on the mat today. Not just here in this park, but everywhere around the globe, from your devices, everywhere that you are. I wish you peace. May the practice always be a source of peace that elevates us and brings that peace to those around us. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you. It's good to be back. Did anyone show up last week not knowing that it was canceled, and then did you go to the Food and Wine Festival? It is a pleasure to be back. I've experienced so many amazing things around the world, different cultures. Just so you know, the next one I'm doing is in April. We have something big. We have a bunch of events going on from now through the end of the year. So my next trip will be April in India. I'm going to do northern India this time. It's 10 days. I'll be announcing the trip shortly, but the 5th to the 15th, a 10-day excursion into the north of India, a spiritual trip. It's going to be magnificent. I can't wait to announce it and share it with you. From now through the end of the year, please come and get the postcards about Something Big. Registration is open. Something Big Yoga is our event that we do like this. We do this weekly, but annually we rent the Meisner Park Amphitheater, and we bring in about 2,000 people all over South Florida. We have 10 studios from Miami to Jupiter that partner with us to support the community. They send teachers out to help me, because I can't teach 2,000 people without help. It takes a whole village. So the entire South Florida teaching community comes out to assist and support you. It's an amazing way to start the new year. We are supported by some incredible sponsors and vendors, so there's a great little conscious marketplace. So come and get the information. We would love for you to register and to attend, and you could also take a bunch of cards and share them with others. If you're not on my email list, if you're not receiving emails once or twice a month, I usually don't do it twice. We usually have a calendar that goes out on the 1st, and then a blog and some other information about the community on the 15th. So if you would like to be receiving information, please sign in on the email list. Come and get information about the studio. We have new classes that we just added. Classes that are therapeutic yoga, things that will be gentle flow. I think Lisa's here. She'll be teaching on Tuesdays at 1:15 if anyone would like to meet her. Yeah, and then bring the clipboards. If you guys are signing in on the clipboards for the city, just bring them forward so people can find them. Here's the Something Big information. Anyone here a yoga teacher? Any yoga teachers in the house? Yeah, yoga teachers in the house. I'm doing a workshop today for teachers. It's all about hands-on touch assisting. So if you have, if you're teaching, I know I will. If you're teaching and you're nervous about hands-on touch, this is a 3-hour workshop for teachers only. You will assist and be assisted, so you will get really honest feedback. Your students only tell you when they like what you do. They don't tell you when it doesn't feel good, but teachers will. And that's how you're going to learn. So if you're a teacher and you want to get better on the hands-on assisting, please come from 1 to 4 at the studio today. And tomorrow, really important, Dina, right here, Dina Karp. Her passion is to support others. She's created a foundation called the Endless Possibilities Foundation. It is to support education in engineering, like, the STEM programs. As a single mom, she worked really hard to get her engineering degree, and she wants to give back and support and create a fund that will help other people get their degree. So Sunday, tomorrow, it's a donation class. We're asking for a suggested donation of $25, but you could give whatever you want on the free speech lawn at FAU campus. We're trying to engage the high school students that are moving in that direction, the kids on campus that are that are in engineering right now. So we really want to support this event. Come out tomorrow to the free speech lawn. If you want to go on my Facebook page or any of my social media, the details of the event are there, or we have flyers. 11 o'clock tomorrow for donation on the FAU campus. I'm teaching the yoga. Marianne Morgan-Fried is doing a meditation, and Deb Dubinsky will be doing the assisting. So you will be in really good hands. I would really, really love to see your support. Come on out tomorrow at 11. Yeah, the possibilities are endless. Yeah. Hi.
Hi. I just want, you just brought me to tears.
Oh.
Okay, because that's
that your
Michael
son?
Gorlano. Do you know who he is?
I don't know.
He's the autistic kid who teaches yoga at Boca
Oh,
High.
wow.
Did you read about him?
I
He
didn't.
was in the Sun Sentinel, and he's been interviewed, and
Amazing.
he started out with Stephanie,
Uh-huh.
and we were just
Yeah, I
crying.
know Stephanie well.
We
She
were
used to
just
work for
crying
me.
because we felt like you were so Stephanie, and we were just.
Oh.
I would
She
like
worked
you
for
to
me
meet
for
him.
years.
Michael is the first autistic yoga instructor in the world.
I want to
And-
meet him.
Here he comes.
Move through yoga. I see it.
So, yes, and she started our journey.
Yes. She's amazing. Yeah, she's out in Denver right now, living her life.
where
My
we
daughter
came
just moved to Denver. Yes.
This is Michael.